How about Genesee Village versus Charlotte Mance Spencer?
Right here, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay.
Thank Your Honor, M. Devlin, P72877 for the plaintiff.
And ma'am, did you apply for rental assistance?
Well, initially, there was no monetary amount that I knew of that was attached, unless there's something
Oh,
else there.
yeah, I'm sorry. This is actually a termination, it looks like. Was that Mr. Devlin?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
And I guess let's go through it. We did give an adjournment. Did you talk to legal services,
I
ma'am?
left, I left a message and I haven't heard back, but I have filed a formal complaint initially before once I initially got the initial document. I have correspondence in regards to uh, whatever it is supposed to be about. I don't agree with it. I expressed that in the correspondence, and I believe it was July, when I was at work and I was told there was some
This one?
music playing or something, and I was at work. And so the initial complaint includes an alleged lease infraction for noise. And so I had a discussion online with the management, which would have been Ms. Hammonds there, and she did not consider anything that I was saying as usual. And I'm in this position, and there's other things that have transpired, but I would like to just have an opportunity to talk to legal aid before I speak too much, because I don't want to convey anything that doesn't need to be.
Yeah, they're pretty good about getting back to everybody. When did you call them?
I didn't call them on, when we were on the during court, because I was not aware that I needed to do anything at that moment until I got off. But I had a second court date with you. And I tried to get back on, and I was on for hours trying to wait for my time to be called because I'm the plaintiff in an injury that I'm supposed to be swearing in a warrant. And so that was another thing. So I was trying to do both things, and called them and left them a message. The last message that I left them was yesterday, and no one's contacted me back. But I didn't do the chat thing that I saw you talking about earlier.
The link, yeah, the link to the legal services. Did you fill it out? Send it in?
No, I called and left a message.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know about the chat. I mean, I heard you mention it, but I didn't understand to do it at that moment.
Okay.
You didn't tell me, it was someone else you were speaking to, I think.
Yeah. Mr. Devlin, I guess it's up. It was adjourned from the January 6th date.
Your Honor, my client wants me to proceed with this today.
Okay.
Well, there has been a formal complaint filed to the Federal Housing Commission for discrimination, and I have a complaint on a claim number for that, and I have a person that is handling that.
Okay.
And that is also the information I left for legal aid.
Okay. So that sounds like quite frankly, a totally separate issue than this one.
Well, this is what this is. That is how I was rectifying this,
I
because
see.
it's only that there's no reason for me to have them ask me for a writ to leave my property for nothing.
Okay, so
And so
yeah, and I agree with that for nothing. So I guess, well, let's hear some testimony first, and we'll make a decision too. Mr. Devlin, is Miss Hammonds your witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, I guess let's just do this over again. Why don't you raise your right hand again? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Devlin, you can proceed on this
Thank you, Your
matter.
Honor. Ms. Hammonds, can you
Listen
please state your,
care. I'm sorry, I was just gonna tell Miss Spencer to listen carefully though. You may have
Ms.
some
Hammonds,
questions.
could you please
All
state
right.
your name for the record?
Marcia Hammonds.
Are you familiar with the books and records of Genesee Village Apartments?
Yes, I am.
Are you familiar with the books, records, and annotations for Charlotte Mance Spencer?
Yes.
Have you ever sent her a lease violation?
Yes.
Could you please list for me all the nature of the lease violations you've sent?
The most recent one on September 5th was that she had not registered an unauthorized occupant in her apartment by filling out an application and paying an application fee. And I have neighbors complaining that this person's been there since the 1st of July. We've seen him regularly there from that time till now. And we also continue to receive complaints regarding water. There's been 6 documented water leaks into the apartment below her. I have a video that we took as well as a video from the people below her. They have a hole in their bathroom ceiling, and it continuously happens. That the last one we had was December 15th, and it started October 19th, 6 times where they
Okay,
get water on their bathroom floor.
this is a lot.
We've thoroughly checked the plumbing, and we had Staley's Plumbing come out as well. And we have a video of her bathroom floor soaking wet, splashing when you walk on it, and around the toilet is dry. So it's not the toilet, and maintenance thoroughly checked the bathtub and sink plumbing. So it's them getting water on the floor, either by not closing the shower curtain or as well as a portable washer that she has in her bathroom. But the people below have complained no less than 6 times, and we've responded each time. And she gives us a hard time most of the time of going in to inspect what's going on. But the one that we have the video on, I accompanied the maintenance man. I was working on a Saturday and catching up on work when the call came in, and my maintenance guy on call, I accompanied him down to her apartment. I didn't enter the apartment. I stood at the door. Maintenance went in, saw the water all over the floor, and took a video.
This is lies.
In the ordinary, sorry, Ms. Hans, in the ordinary course of business, does maintenance make reports to you or into an electronic system?
Maintenance, they're notified electronically if it's after hours or on a weekend, and they go and take care of it. I have 3 work orders out of the 6 because it's an emergency, and they just go directly there, and a work
I just
order
want her to stop lying.
Do they write reports after they adhere to the water leak reports? They write like business reports or like recap reports to you?
On 3 of the 6.
And you reviewed those prior to you coming to testify today?
Yes, and they're here present too as well if you need their testimony.
What are their names?
Andrew Davis. It's Eric Andrew Davis and Alex Culhane.
Are they on Zoom or are they in office with you?
They're here in the office with me.
Which one of them personally saw the water pooling on the floor?
Eric Davis.
All right. Thank you. Your Honor, I have no other questions for Ms. Hammonds, and I would call Mr. Eric Andre Davis. Unless, yeah,
before we,
I'm jumping.
See if she's got any questions for Ms. Hammond. Ms. Hammond?
Can I say something?
Well, not say something. You got a chance. Well, they switched out people, but you've got a right to question Ms. Hammonds first. Do you have questions for her?
Well, what is happening is these are untruths. And
okay, but hold on,
just
hold on, just questions for her. I'll give you a chance to testify. Did you have questions for Ms. Hammonds?
I do.
Okay. So you're gonna have to swap out there with Ms. Hammonds again for me. And just questions. What questions do you have for her? Go ahead.
Ms. Hammond, so the Saturday that you allegedly were working, what date was that, and was I present in my home?
It was November 7th. I believe that's a Saturday. And you were not present.
Okay, so you gained entry to my home without me being present and without my
Maintenance
permission?
gained entry because of
Okay.
a water emergency.
Okay, that is
was
not
in the
true.
news.
It's not because of a water emergency. That's been
Don't,
12 times. Let me finish.
ma'am,
How many
no,
times?
no, ma'am, no. We're gonna operate my way. Okay? You give her a chance to answer the question first. Okay? I'm gonna unmute you and you get a chance to ask her questions, but you can't interrupt her. Okay? Once the question's asked. So unmute again for me.
She said November 7th and I wasn't present in my
Ma'am,
home.
ma'am, I'm gonna give you a chance to
I'm
respond. Hold on.
I'm
You're not
trying to,
gonna talk you're not gonna talk over me. Okay?
no, I was just trying to verify what she
Okay,
said.
but don't listen, just questions first, and then I'll give you a chance. She
So it was
started to
November 8th.
respond.
I'm sorry.
Let her
November
respond.
8th.
I'm sorry, Ms. Hammonds, what?
I'm sorry, I'm correcting the date. It was November 8th. I have a lot of notes here on what's happened in that apartment. It
Okay,
was November 8th.
so when did the lease violations start?
My first complaint came on July 31st from a resident in that building talking about the man that's staying in your apartment, making them uncomfortable.
I didn't
Then I
tell you anyone,
received,
there's no man, who told you there's a man staying in my apartment?
we've observed it and your neighbors have
No,
told
who
us.
told you that there was a man staying in my apartment? Because that's not true. And you're not being honest and you're just saying something to make it look real. I'm just asking a question. Who told you that there was a man living in my apartment?
Your neighbors.
Okay, my neighbors don't tell you what I do. So I'm not sure why you're telling me that, but it's not true. So the initial complaint that I got would have been in regards to a falsified infraction for lease infraction, which would have been for noise complaint while I was at my job. And so I have that complaint. I have evidence and or the correspondence that was in that regard. And so there was no complaint from any neighbor.
Ma'am, you gotta hold on. When I say to stop, you stop. I've got you muted again. You're muted. I'm gonna unmute you again. We're gonna operate this in my way, okay? When I say stop, you stop. You understand?
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Okay, then it sounds like you do because you don't stop. You gotta
No, I
stop
didn't
when I
hear you.
say.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm just trying to get the point because this has been discriminatory and I have
Ma'am,
evidence and I don't have to
I'm gonna
speak.
give you a chance. I'm gonna give you a chance to talk. Just questions. I can't have you rambling on and on about things, okay?
I have documentation.
Any other questions for her?
Yeah, I did have questions. That's why I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
Well,
How
just ask
many,
the questions.
how many times has my apartment been entered into in regards to this alleged leak?
At least 6.
Okay, in what time frame?
From October 19th to December 15th.
Okay, there was 20 more times. And so there's not only 6, there's 20 additional times. When they first came into my apartment in regards to a leak, was it
That
not
was
for the
regarding
air,
the leak.
was it not in regards to an air conditioning unit from
That was
outside?
another time. That was
Okay,
another
this is
time.
what I was told. Can I just convey this? Now, this is the initial time they came into my apartment ever in regards to a leak. Now, what do you have for that?
Mhm. There was an air conditioner leak from your air conditioner down into the apartment below you.
Okay, what date was that?
I can give you that date. Hold on.
Thank you. Because I have not been able to communicate with her. I tried to communicate with her and I was
Gotcha.
nice. And I told her I also had been a tester for the Grand Rapids Housing Commission. And she told me she didn't care. So I let her know that I didn't appreciate what she was doing and understood the law. And she threatened to call the police on me. So I have not been able to communicate with her, and this is the first time I'm actually been able to communicate with her, and it's in court, so that's not healthy.
It was July 17th.
Okay, so as of July 17th, and then when was the alleged noise violation?
I have a email with that. The most recent one was 12,
No,
11,
when was
and
the
12,
initial,
12.
well, no, I'm sorry, the
Mhm.
initial noise violation lease infraction that you sent me, because I have evidence of that. And this is what we're gonna start at the beginning. So
Mhm.
this is what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, you weren't sent a lease infraction for the noise violation. I have already put in for a 30-day termination by the time I received more noise violations, so I did not infract her on that.
Your Honor, I don't hear you.
I don't either.
Your Honor, your audio is not coming through.
Why I'm off.
I got that. The boy I'm off, I got.
Yeah, it must be my microphone. It's been acting up the last few times. Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it's not muted. It must be just the way it's operating. All right, I'll try to speak up a little bit. What I was gonna say, let me pass on it since she, for some reason, disconnected. This is gonna be more prolonged than what I quite frankly thought. Let me get some of the other part of the docket cleared up first, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Devlin, did you have other ones as well, or was this it?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. We'll come right back to it, I promise, as soon as we get these other ones out. How about Miller West versus Victor Triplet? This matters. Miller West. Miss Main was. Yeah. Yeah, she's on these. Miss Main just got to unmute it, looks like.
Did you call me?
Yes. Yep.
Ah,
Yep.
here, I'm here.
All
I've
right.
got a lot to quite some links today. I got kicked off and had to go to my clients to come back to see you.
Let's rush through before we know. Do I have Charlotte Nance Spencer to come back on?
Your Honor, I have been looking for her and I have not seen her log back into Zoom. She identified as a Zoom user in all her hearings. I've never seen her come back.
Yeah, I'm looking too. I don't see her either. She must have just decided she had enough. I guess we're in the middle of it and she
She's
never
on.
came back.
She's on
Oh, she's
mute.
at the top there. Okay, I got her.
I said it
Spencer,
12 times, yes.
You were on
you
mute.
got to unmute, ma'am. That's
Yep,
just the
I
way
was
it
trying
is.
to unmute it. Well, it just said to unmute it just
Okay.
now.
Yeah. I think the reason that is because you kept over talking me. So if you promise me you're not going to over talk me, I'll remove the extra feature there, okay? You understand?
Yes, I never intended to do that ever.
Okay. All right. With that, and as soon as Mr. Devlin gets done, we'll proceed.
I'm ready,
with
Your
the-
Honor.
Okay. Where did we leave off? We're at
She was sort of questioning my client, Your Honor.
yeah, I think it was sort of Miss Spencer, any other questions for Ms.
Well, this is the issue. It is discriminatory what Miss Hammonds has done, and
Ma'am, hold
this
on. I'm going to give you a chance to talk. Tell me what you want. Any other questions for her?
I
That's
do, but
all.
what I wanted to state was I
I don't
wanted to
want you to
speak to
do that
legal aid.
yet. No,
Oh, okay.
this is your time to ask questions for her.
Oh,
Okay?
okay. Well, there's a lot, Your Honor, and so I don't know where to start, but I can start at the beginning where I thought the problem was. And that's what I was attempting to do, and the phone disconnected.
Go ahead and continue with the questioning.
Okay. So, Ms. Hammonds, the day that you said that there's water pooling on my floor, was I present in my home?
Your Honor, objection asked and answered.
I need to hear the answer
Well,
to it.
ma'am, you did. You asked it earlier, and she answered.
And the phone dropped the call, so I never heard it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and do it one more time.
Yes, I corrected the date. It was November 8th, and she was not home, but two other people were.
Okay, now this is the point. Now, just because you came into my property without permission does not mean someone that is here lives in my home. So you keep trying to establish that is what I'm thinking, but this is besides the point
Your
as
Honor,
well.
objection. She's not asking a question.
No, I'm getting ready to pose a question
No,
because
just
I am
pose the-
trying to
ma'am,
establish in
just
my own
pose the
thoughts.
question. Well,
Okay.
just ask the question.
Okay, she says someone else was there as if it was an issue, but were they made aware of what was happening? Because I was not told anything.
Well, ask the question. That's all you got to do.
Okay, so were the individuals that were here made aware of what you were doing?
Yes, they answered the door, and Andrew told them why we were there, and he stepped back and Andrew walked in.
Okay, now, there were 7 instances, am I correct, that this leak was supposed to be the air conditioning unit outside, then it was my toilet. Now, they pulled up my toilet how many times and said it was the flange, and they could see that the leak was coming from the flange in the toilet. They said 20 different things. Now, why would I not complain if I had a leak in my place? If it were happening
Objection, Your Honor.
No, I'm asking her a question.
Your Honor, objection foundation. She's asking her to for knowledge that Miss Spencer would know. She's not asking a question to my client.
Now, what I'm asking her is this. Have I made a complaint for maintenance? Have I made a maintenance complaint ever?
Okay, you can ask that.
I believe you have, but it's been very minimal.
Okay, so what was it in regard to, please?
I have to look it up here real quick. Okay. On February 28th of 2025, your garbage disposal you thought was leaking, and they replaced it on February 28th.
They replaced it or did they repair it?
They replaced it.
Okay. I was not aware that they replaced a garbage disposal because I asked for one when they did an inspection yesterday. Okay, so who was present when at the inspection yesterday that was in my apartment?
I call him Andrew, but his technical name is Eric. Eric Andrew Davis was present yesterday.
With whom else? There.
So was Alex, our other maintenance guy, and 2 township building inspectors.
Okay. Now, so the 2 township building inspectors were in my apartment yesterday. Is that normal protocol?
Yes, another notice to the whole property that the township would be doing inspections through the majority of the month of January. And we
Okay.
gave a schedule.
So that would be a time, if there were any, for a building inspector to know that there's a leak so serious that you had to enter my property and call the authorities allegedly 14 times to enter my property, regardless of whether I was here or not, regardless of what.
Your Honor, objection. There's no question.
No, I am posing a question here.
Well,
So I'm asking this. So yesterday, would it have not been a time that the building inspectors would have been made knowledgeable of this leak that you say is so serious that up until the end of October, there was never a late payment ever on my account? So have I ever paid late until you put that notice on my door and had
Well,
them in my apartment more than
to
25
address
times?
what you first said about the leak, We've ruled out any possible leaks happening in the apartment from plumbing. It's just from water being left on the floor or splashed on the floor that's causing the leak.
So, Mrs. Hammond, you're suggesting that I live that way? That's what I'm trying to get to. That I put water on my floor when in my restroom, and I leave it there.
Yes,
Okay, that's lies. And we know that doesn't make sense. What makes you want to say that?
because it's leaking down into the apartment below
Okay,
you.
no, you came into my apartment 12 times, you say, but it's been twice as much. But the initial time you just mentioned to them was July to me actually, because I'm the one to ask the question. Now you said July. There was a tenant here for how many years before these other people came in?
Your Honor, objection, relevance.
Now, it's the relevance is this. Now, this lady lived below me for several months before these new tenants came in, and there was no leak that I knew of because she never said a word to me. And so there was another maintenance person until these other individuals showed up. There was no maintenance issues up until then. I made a maintenance call in regards to the garbage disposal because it was not working properly and it had backed up into my dishwasher. And there was a lot of questions there because that's nothing I've ever seen
How
happen.
is it
But
relevant? How is it
well,
relevant?
the point I'm making is this. She's now accusing me of what they told me they were repairing because it was ill repair for the property, the foundation of this property. And all of a sudden now it needs to be me damaging the property when this is not even on the complaint, but we know this is not true in the first place. I have pictures as well. I do not maintain my place in a fashion where I would be having water on the floor and the neighbors are calling 25 times. This is what I'm trying to establish.
The objection sustained. You have to move on.
Okay, so the first, how many times was I told that it was 7 other things before all of a sudden it's now me? Because I never had, I didn't, she wants to say it's the washing machine, but I'm just saying this. I was not going to renew my lease, sir, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. And 6 days before that, I had just signed a real estate agreement with my agent, and I'm letting you know that. And I had no intention of renewing the lease because Ms. Hannah was dealing with me in a way that was not appropriate. I have correspondence in that regard, and I was not nasty to her. I was professional, and I am that. I just signed a 3-year lease 4 months ago for my business. We're here, right here in West Acres Commons, 2 minutes away from here. And I am employed and I'm a business owner, have been that for 20 years. And I'm not sure who Ms. Marsha thinks I am, but she has dealt with me in a way that she shouldn't. I was very quiet. I was very nice. I'm not happy now because we're in court for nothing except a lie. And
Again,
so
Your Honor,
I
I'm
was,
not seeing a question.
well, the point is this. I want to speak to legal aid because I have filed a complaint in regard.
I gave you a chance to do that. They didn't show up here today. You get nothing. We're proceeding. I gave you the
Okay,
adjournment.
well, they need to do
So
a,
maybe let's do this. So you just mentioned, are you moving?
yes, I had no intention on staying
When
here.
are you, how long are you, it's gonna take you to move? When are you gonna move?
Well, I had secured a place by the 21st of November, but I shouldn't have had to move in duress because Ms. Marsh is not being honest and is doing something discriminatory.
So maybe we can just cut through this, Mr. Devil. Maybe if she wants to move, when can you move by?
Well, I want by the end of my lease. This is all I would do. And I don't want negative connotations on there as reference because I'm not doing any of these things, but I did make a formal complaint. And I told her I was doing so.
Hold on, this may not make any sense then. I don't know, when's the lease end, Mr. Devil? Is it close?
8th of February, I believe, Your Honor.
Oh, we got a little while yet. Okay.
And again, my client's looking for immediate eviction on this. There's a continuing property
Immediate
damage.
eviction. You know, they're not putting eviction on me, sir. I don't appreciate that. First of all, I had never been late on my payments. So if I
Okay,
had
let's
never been
just
late
do
on my
that.
payments, all of a sudden now she needed to find a reason to do something she shouldn't. And so it
Do we
was
have any,
not
do
right.
we have, hold on, let's just stick on point then. I took a sidetrack just because I thought we
I
did
have a
reason.
reputation.
So what, ma'am, any other questions for Ms. Hammonds?
Okay, I would like to do this. I was ending my lease with them anyway and was just not going to renew it. And so I'm talking to you because I want you to know what she's doing, but it's not important enough to go through it this way. And so I have already did this the right way and I don't want to do it this way because it makes it seem like I'm being inappropriate and I don't like it. So what I would like to do is everyone else had an opportunity to do this in another way. And so if I wanted to discuss a contingency, because he has this position against me as if he knows who I am. And so he's saying this to his client, no,
Just
it's
tell me.
supposed to be, so now I'm supposedly have caused damage, but that's not true. So the last officer that was here, I asked him to specifically check to see if there was a leak and to note on the police report. They have called the police 17 times falsely.
Okay, so ma'am.
And so this is what happened.
What are you offering? If you're offering anything, fine. If not, we're just going to continue. We're going to get this for both.
I just want to end my lease with them, and I don't want negative connotations. I don't want them putting references that are not true there.
So can you move by the end of the month? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, no later than the end of my lease.
Well, that's
My
well,
lease, I have no intention, on staying here because they're not nice. And so I
Okay,
live here and they have
so-
forced entry into my property. I don't feel safe. So I don't have to live
So
here.
if I say that I would give you till January 30th to move, does that give you
Well,
enough
I don't
time?
want it to look like an eviction. I don't want it to look like that. I just want them to go away. I just want my lease to
Well,
end and me to leave.
okay, but if you move by that date, Mr. Devlin, just to kind of put this through, if we had an agreement, she moves by January 30th, she moves by that date. If not, then it's an automatic writ of eviction at that point. She moves. Does that work at all?
Your Honor,
Well,
I have to talk to my client. I know that my client wants me to push for the immediate order of eviction.
Yeah.
You know, what is that about? So this is supposed to be someone supposedly allegedly spilled water on the floor and now they have to be evicted right now. Is that what you're saying?
Why?
No, this is what
Mr.
I'm
Devlin,
hearing.
Hold on. If you want to talk to them about that, why don't we? If that works, I don't mind doing that just to move it on. But
If she won't leak to the people below or cause any trouble with loud music or any other disturbance that affects her neighbors, we would give her till the 30th.
I don't do
So,
that
Your Honor,
anyway.
if I can, I can propose a conditional dismissal to vacate by the 30th, amend the natural termination date of the lease to January 30th. 4B, conditional dismissal, if there is an issue with standing water or noise violation or any other lease violation included with an affidavit of non-compliance, I can file for a writ of eviction.
This is what I would like too. Can I add why he's saying that? Because why would I pay rent somewhere that I'm supposed to have a leak so bad I can't use my restroom? This is where the problem becomes another issue. Now there is monetary issues because I have a 7-day because I haven't paid. Now, up until Ms. Marsha made that false statement against me, there was not one late payment on the record. My payments are on the first every time. So until November 1st, when she told me I had until November 23rd, I made a half month's payment because I have to now secure another place. And I did that. And I was supposed to move out if I wanted to. Now, I shouldn't have to leave under these circumstances. And my lease was ending anyway, and I wasn't going to renew it. Now, they're sending me documentation in regards to even renewing it.
Hold on. You keep going on now. If that's not agreeable, we'll just continue and I'll make some decisions, I guess. That Mr. Devlin, I thought we were getting someplace, but
I mean, they want me to pay for it somewhere. They say that I can't live without a leak every few minutes. Why would does that make sense?
I'm Mr. Devlin.
I'll try again, Your Honor. Ma'am, I am stating that we will change the ending date of your lease until the 30th of January. We will give you until the 30th. However, if you have a lease violation between now and the 30th, we can come back to the court. So you're saying you don't have any lease violations. You're saying you don't want this on your record. I'm dismissing this case based off your promise that you will A, leave by the 30th, and B, not have any lease violations. This is what you've said you wanted.
Yes, I expect that because I don't have them to begin with. And so this is why I'm asking you. In regards to that, I'm agreeing to that. I'm agreeing to that because this is what the point was to begin with. But what I'm saying is Ms. Marsha has put me in a position now that is also monetary. So I will be back in there with that because now that's another issue because this is the issue she created by saying that this was happening. Now there's 17 work orders stating it's something else. Now all of a sudden I'm violating my lease by allegedly having water on the floor. That's not even in the complaint. That's a lie. And so that's not true, but that's what she's telling you that happened. So now I don't have the opportunity to say, hey, there's a leak. You know, I need you to come help me in my place. Now somehow it needs to be me leaking things. Now it was the floor, it was the flange and the steel 4 times they changed it. I don't
Your
know.
Honor, I
This is
can't
what they're
tell if she's
telling me.
agreeing or not.
I don't
Well,
know.
I've already said that. I said I've agreed to that, but there's
Okay,
also
so hold
monetary
on.
questions. This is all
No,
I'm
no,
saying.
there's no, okay, so sounds like we got an agreement, Mr. Devlin. Just exactly what you said. No lease violations. She moves
She
out by
made
the
those up is the
30th.
point I was making.
She moves out by the 30th and the case gets dismissed and we're done. Otherwise, you can come back in, okay?
Understood, Your Honor. I will set that, I guess, as, do you want that as a conditional dismissal?
Yeah, I think that's probably the easiest way to do it.
I
Just do it.
agree.
Wow.
Conditional
Ma'am,
dismissal by hearing. I mean, she's agreed to it on record.
There is a civil, I said, there's a civil investigation for housing discrimination.
yeah,
And
ma'am,
so
that's
there's
fine.
that.
Yeah, ma'am,
That's
we've got
totally
that.
different.
Okay, so
That's
just so you
totally
know.
different.
Okay.
That's totally different.
All right.
Yeah,
Because
do
I'm
it.
Miss
trying to
Man,
You
figure
know
out
what?
how I'm
Let's do
supposed
it.
to have
Let's do
water on my
this.
floor.
Let's do this. We'll do a conditional dismissal. She's acknowledged she's,
No, I'm supposed to
agreeing
live
to
like
it.
whatever that is Ms. Marsha's pretending.
She's agreeing to it. We'll
Let
do
me
it by
do this.
hearing and I
I
guess.
don't live like her.
I guess, Your Honor, I'll put in the paragraph 3,
No, I'm supposed to be doing whatever.
consent to on record entered via hearing.
Yeah, that'll work.
We're supposed to be on.
Okay,
We're supposed to be
I'll
putting
submit it,
water
Your
on our
Honor. Have a
floors.
good day.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, we're
Thank you.
all done.
And the races, and they can see it. And so
Miss
the state,
Miss Spencer, we're all done.
okay, yep. And so I'm licensed by the state in 5 different areas. I don't know who she
Okay,
thinks she's
yeah.
doing this to, but she's not nice.
Okay.
We'll just say
Yeah,
that.
there's always
Thank
people
you.
there. Nice. All right. Good luck to you, man. Bye.
Thanks. Oh, I also have a
All right.